So when I was a boy, I was fortunate enough to be able to hear Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. speak.
We've got some difficult days ahead.
Everyone at first was in a kind of nonchalant intellectual stance, but as soon as he opens his mouth, there's the sense of his immense presence.
Because I've been to the mountaintop.
And I watched as 2,000 people in the auditorium lean forward because he's able to take us to the mountaintop where he communicates to us that it is not only possible, but that we will be able to create the conditions for justice and peace on our planet.
And I've seen the promised land.
I've never recovered from that, and the quote that has been at the essence of everything we've done for the last 30 years is this quote from him. Our goal is to create the beloved community, and this will require an inner change in the quality of our soul and an outer change in the quantity of our compassionate action, unquote. My name is Dr. Craig Schindler. I have a practice in transformative soul psychology in Silicon Valley and in Santa Cruz, and I'm the co-founder and president of Project Victory. And as one person who's part of the beloved community, I'm asking and inviting and speaking on behalf of the great souls who've been to the mountaintop and looked over and seen the other side, for each one of us to rise up and do our part to be a light for the coming dawn. This is the call to live the great turning. Scientists tell us when 10% of the population of this country and of the world are living the conscious change that's needed for us to survive and thrive, we have now then created the conditions for the culture to shift and for there to be an exponential leap. Now what we're saying is, it's about living it.
Because I've been to the mountaintop.
As Dr. King often said, the darkest hour of the night is the hour before the dawn.
Let us stand with a greater determination.
This is the time when the most momentous shift is possible, and it will depend on us. Tens of millions of people of goodwill across race, creed, and culture to realize that hope is more than a feeling, hope is a choice, and to rise together for the great turning. 200 years from now, if we choose, historians of the 23rd century will look back at our era and call it the Great Turning.
We've got to say to the nation, we know how it's coming out.
They will say that a love-based worldwide rising in which tens of millions of people took responsibility to live with respect for each other and all life was able in the 21st century to restore the earth and create the conditions for peace. They will say this great turning away from destruction was preceded by a dark time when human actions threatened life on our planet. Many called it the revolution of the human spirit because at its heart was both the individual awakening to the light of the soul and the spiritual emergence of our humanity.
And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land.
Future historians will describe how we embodied the wisdom of our great traditions with mindfulness and compassion, and thus were able to take charge of our technology. How we fostered inner peace in our lives and justice in our world, how we rose together to reverse global warming and protect the diversity of life, and how women took leadership in all ways, and how we secured human rights and dignity for all people, ended hunger and poverty, and advanced the beloved community on earth, and how therefore we were able to journey to the stars not as pillagers, but as pilgrims of the light.
That we as a people will get to the promised land.
Let us choose hope and live the great turning because you matter.
Come help us strengthen the beloved community at ChooseHopeYouMatter.com.